opened the door, wild-eyed, high on his own home cooking, crystal meth. He's breathing hard. He's got a gun in his hand. Shit. The front door explodes inward. Buddy Gollum shouts, "Cops!" Billy Gollum swings the .357 up in my face. I suck in my last breath. And then I opened my eyes and felt sick at the knowledge that I was still alive. This was the way I had greeted every day for the past 2 years. I lay in the bed and thought about slitting my wrists, not in an abstract way, specifically. I pictured the blood. The image didn't frighten me. I looked at the clock, 4:38 a.m. I'd had my usual fitful 4.5 hours of sleep. Trying for more was an exercise in futility. Trembling, I forced my legs over the edge of the bed and got up, pulling a deep blue chenille throw around my shoulders. The fabric was soft, luxurious, warm. I made special note of the sensations. You're always more intensely alive the closer you come to looking death in the face. I wondered if Hector Ramirez had realized that the split second before he died. I wondered that every day. I dropped the throw and went into the bathroom. "Good morning, Elena. You look like shit." Too thin, hair a wild black tangle, eyes too large, too dark, as if there was nothing within to shine outward. The crux of my problem, lack of substance. There is, a vague asymmetry to my face, like a porcelain vase that has been broken, then painstakingly restored. The same vase it was before, yet not the same. The same face I was born with, yet not the same. Slightly skewed and strangely expressionless. I was beautiful once. I reached for a comb on the counter, knocked it to the floor, grabbed a brush instead. Then I jerked open a drawer in the vanity and pulled out a scissors. Without emotion, I proceeded to hack away at my mane, cutting it boy short in 10 minutes. The result was ragged, with a finger-in-the-light socket quality. Still, I'd seen worse in Vogue. The morning was cool, shrouded in a thick, ground-hugging fog, the air ripe with the damp scents of South Florida. I stood on the patio of the little guest house I lived in and breathed deeply. I had come to this farm a refugee, jobless, homeless, a pariah in my chosen profession. I had been off the job 2 years, most of that time spent in and out of hospitals, as doctors repaired the damage done to my body that day at the Gollum Brothers trailer. 3 months ago, I had answered an ad in Sidelines, a locally based bi-weekly magazine for the horse industry. Groom wanted. Life is strange. The phone number in the ad belonged to Sean Avedon. I'd known Sean 100 years ago in my riding days, when I was a spoiled, sulky Palm Beach teenager, and he was a spoiled, outrageous 20-something, spending his trust fund on horses and mad flings with pretty young men from Sweden and Germany. We had been friends, Sean always telling me I needed him to be my surrogate sense of humor and fashion. Our families lived a couple of mansions down from one another on the Lake Worth side of the narrow island. Sean's father, a real estate magnate, mine, an attorney to the wealthiest crooks in South Florida. The slumlord and the shyster, each of them sire to ungrateful offspring. Sean and I had bonded in parental disdain and our love for horses. Wild child times 2. Then I answered that ad, Groom wanted. I didn't get the job. Instead, Sean took me in like a stray cat, a recurring theme in my life. He put me in his guest house and asked that I work a couple of his horses for the winter season. The time had passed. My daily ritual for the past 3 months was the routine of Sean's barn and time spent with his horses. Riding was my refuge as a teenager, when I felt I had little control over any other aspect of my life. It was my stress release when I had a career. It had become my salvation when I had nothing else. Now D'Artagnan and I moved through the last wisps of the morning ground fog, the horse's muscles bulging and rolling, his hooves striking the ground in perfect metronome rhythm. When we stopped, I dropped the reins on his neck and patted him. He lowered his head.